Welcome back to the Couch Potato Show. Back again with a very special episode. Today we're sitting down with the 2013 ASUN Player of the Year, first team All ASUN, and an SB winner himself. He was a member of the 2013 Florida Gulf Coast Dunk City team, Sherwood Brown. Sherwood, how are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate the wonderful introduction. I'm just happy to be here, man. Body's feeling healthy, mental's feeling healthy given the circumstances. But I'm just happy to be here, man.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, and all that?
All right, well, originally I was born in Columbus, Georgia, not such a big city. And then shortly after that, I moved to Florida, Orlando, Florida, which was a pretty good location for me, at least personally. A big difference from where I'm from, the small city, to a much larger city. A lot more things going on in Orlando, of course, besides like Disney World, things like that.
Yeah.
And then that's where I also, developed the love for basketball. I played on a very competitive high school basketball team where the first six players in the rotation, they all started out at Division I programs. The other five guys were fortunate enough to gain scholarship offers, which they eventually accepted at various different schools. Me, unfortunately, I had to settle for a walk-on position at Florida Gulf Coast University. But it turned out to all work out in my favor when it was all said and done.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, definitely. Sure, what Tyler just said in your introduction, you now play in Romania. Can you just explain to us like how that came about and what made you decide to go play in Romania?
So I've been playing professionally for like the last, I want to say 7 to 8 years. I lose count, man. It's been so long now. I started out playing in the NBA G League. Well, it called the NBA D League at that time, and now they changed the name to the NBA G League. And then since then, I played in various different countries: Israel, Lebanon, Mexico, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, to name a few. And then, the opportunity to play basketball in Romania had presented itself. I had actually the way I got here was I played against a coach in Lebanon, and I guess he really liked the way that I was playing against his team, and he became the coach here initially in Romania, and asked if I wanted to be a part of what he wanted to do here, and I accepted. He parted ways from this club since then, but since then we've got a new coach, and he's asked me to stay on board. He's a really good coach, and I agreed, man. So I've been here for the last 2 seasons, and I'm going on my 3rd season now.
That's awesome, man. And obviously with like the world situation now, can you just like try and explain what it's like playing your 3rd year in Romania during coronavirus pandemic? Like what's it been like, especially because a lot of our viewers don't know about other countries?
Yeah, actually, this is probably the biggest reason why I'm still here for this 3rd season. I just wanted to be in a place where I was really comfortable, and being that I had played in Romania for the previous 2 seasons, I was like, I could go to play in another country, but I'm not really sure how that country is, without COVID. So at least if I remain here, I can kind of know what to expect already. But now, I mean, at the beginning of the season, things were not so bad. Like we could still kind of move freely outside of basketball related activities. We could still, go to have lunch or dinner in restaurants, things like that of that nature. We still had to wear a mask to go inside of maybe like a grocery store or something like that, or a gas station. We still had to wear a mask inside, but now the conditions have gotten a little bit more harsh. I guess that the amount of people who have attracted the COVID virus have skyrocketed. So now we have some pretty extreme conditions to the point where all the grocery stores, markets, they're going to be closing at 6 p.m. and everyone
curfew now. Geez.
Yeah, curfew, and even everyone has to be inside of their homes no later than 8 p.m. So like that's a very hard adjustment for me for sure.
So you traveled to all these places, played in all these places all over the world. What's been your favorite? Like either whether it's an away city or a city that you've played in, what's been your favorite city or country that you've been to?
It would be hard for me to say that Romania is not one of my favorite countries because I've been here so long. It's almost the same amount of time I've been in university. So Romania is definitely up there, but I would probably say my favorite place that I've been, and this is not including the basketball part. This is just, outside of basketball. I would say my favorite place is probably Doha, Qatar, man, that I've lived in. That city is so nice and it's so well lit up in the nighttime. This is a special place.
So let's jump to college basketball because that's the big talking point here. Let's go back to 2012 for you at Florida Gulf Coast, your junior season. You guys finish up as a runner-up in the conference. Jumping to 2013, how much of like a turning point was that Miami game for you guys where you pulled off the upset early on in the regular season?
Well, I think that since I was in university, we played against University of Miami like every year from my freshman to senior year. And, we felt like we were at least, my freshman year, sophomore year and things, we got better and better. And we felt like, we had a chance to beat them. We, just had some, end of the game lapses where we made some mistakes that we probably should not have made in order to assure a victory. But this time would have been the first time that we played them on our home court because usually we're playing them in Miami. So we brought them to our home court. We had a packed out arena. All of my teammates, myself included, we were just really ready and excited for this game. So we knew this was our opportunity to take down a big conference school. And, actually, after we ended up beating Miami at home that year, they went on to, have a very, very good season themselves. I think they were even ranked number one out of top 25 for them.
They were definitely top 5. I don't remember exactly where they were, but I do remember them being really good that season.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Seeing the success that they had from our team when we were going into that tournament, we just knew that we had a good shot to do something big.
So you guys had an automatic bid that year in the NCAA tournament, winning your conference tournament. So on Selection Sunday, you guys know that you're in. What do you guys were you guys sitting in a room or something for Selection Sunday? And what were you hoping to see up on the TV? Were you hoping for like a higher seed or a good matchup for you guys? What were you guys hoping for?
Honestly, we just wanted to see ourselves on TV. Well, we had found out that we would be on TV, like be one of the premier teams that would be showcased on Selection Sunday. So actually, we were watching this from our arena. We was watching it from our arena. We also had a lot of our student section, our fans in attendance also. So when we finally heard our names and what our matchup was going to be, I think that we were all just overwhelmed and excited about initially just being on TV and having our school showcased. And then it wasn't until after the fact where we actually, thought about who we were playing against, which was Georgetown. And then we also realized that we had a really good matchup also.
Yeah, obviously you just mentioned you played Georgetown. What was it like? What do you remember from that game with Georgetown? They're number 2 seed. They have now new Magic player Otto Porter. He got traded yesterday. So what was it like with that game? What was your mindset going into it?
Well, I guess Otto Porter was the player of the year in the Big East that year.
Yeah. I go to Seton Hall, so I know all about the Big East. He was incredible that season.
So that year, I was the player of the year of my conference. He was the player of the year of his conference. So me personally, I was like, well, we both was the player of the year in our conference. So at that time, I was just, maybe this is something arrogant to say, but I was like, I'm just as good as he is. So, it's just going to depend on who has the best game, I guess, on that night. But obviously, it's bigger than just a me and him matchup. It was a complete team effort. And one thing I remember from that game was actually something that happened before the game. We were doing our little pregame warm up, and we were getting ready to walk into the locker room to finish getting ready before the tip off. And as we were walking into the locker room, we had to walk past Georgetown as they were doing their pregame warm up, and then they had some players on their team who were, chirping and like doing a little trash talking as we were walking by. So that's just the main thing that stood out to me before the game. And they actually, hearing them do that trash talking is what put us all in our game mode.
So you guys beat Georgetown, easy peasy. What was the what was the preparation like in the next 48 hours from this round of 64 to the round of 32 for you guys preparing for San Diego State?
Man, I gotta say that, when we were having the film session for San Diego State, I can't really even remember if any of the guys were really paying attention, because we was, that morning was so crazy when we woke up the next day after beating Georgetown. We go to our team breakfast, and then the news is on the TVs, and we're seeing our team, like we see us all on the news, and we're like, oh damn, like we didn't really realize at that moment what we had actually did. So I think we were kind of stuck on that. And then, I wouldn't say that we were overlooking San Diego State because they were a very great team, but it was more so that we felt that we just beat the number 2 seed. So why wouldn't we be able to beat the number 7 seed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. After you beat San Diego State, obviously you lost the next round to Florida, but when you got back to campus, what was the reception like for you guys? Was it just like one massive party, or was it kind of
that was insane, like something I had never seen. I think that we probably should not have went back to school after that week and just maybe went straight to Dallas, because that next week of school was exhausting. It was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun, but it was also very exhausting at the same time. Some of us, we would try to go to class, but as soon as we go to get on campus, yeah, man, we're getting bomb rushed by, tons of students and fans, to the point where we even had to get police escorts to get to our classes. I mean, it was so surreal. It was a great experience, man. I'm just happy to have been a part of that team at that time.
Awesome, man. I can only imagine what kind, especially like a smaller school like Florida Gulf Coast. I can only imagine what they did on campus for you guys when you got back.
Crazy,
man. I'm telling you, it was just like so many different events going on. That they wanted.
Yeah, you guys must have been treated like kings for weeks.
For sure. I would say even for the rest of that year, the treatment we got was very, very nice.
Yeah. And obviously your iconic nickname for that team was Dunk City. Where did that come from? When did it start? And when did you guys really embrace it? When did you say that's our nickname? That's what we're gonna do?
I honestly want to say that we kind of embraced that nickname even before we had the nickname, because, this was our style of play the whole season. It wasn't really televised because we didn't really have too many TV games, but we were doing this the whole season against whoever we were playing against, especially throughout conference play. All the time in practice, the things that you guys seen during the Georgetown game and San Diego State game, those weren't even some of our best stuff, man. That's just the stuff that just happened to get caught on camera.
Damn, that's scary. You guys should have put together a highlight reel or something of your.
Man, I wish they would have been recording everything leading up to this point, but obviously, no one expected what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was like a video game for you guys. It was unbelievable. I remember being a little kid. I was maybe 10, 11 years old. I was like, what's going on right now? This is crazy.
Man.
How much, when you're walking down the streets or something, do you get recognized or anything? Or do you ever wear your Florida Gulf Coast sweatshirt or something just to get some recognition out there?
Man, honestly, I ended up giving away all my FGCU gear because I had so many people asking me for it and things like that. So, me, out of the kindness of my heart, I just give it away to some of my friends and things like that. But, my friends actually get some recognition. Actually, my friends have gotten, some of my closest friends, they got a lot of recognition because, they knew me already, and people know that they know me because we're like really close friends. So they got a lot of recognition just for being my friend, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this year we got another 15 seed wreaking havoc in the tournament.
Or Roberts.
Yeah. So what do you think of Oral Roberts this year, and like what can you tell us about like what those guys could possibly be going through? Because you are one of the handful of people that have ever gone to the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed. So what are they going through right now?
Man, I'm telling you, I know. I just for one, actually, I kind of feel bad because I haven't been able to keep up with any of their games, but I have, obviously, seeing all the social media posts about what they're doing and them being the second 15 seed, making it to Sweet 16 or whatever. So, I just want to, tell to them, they got a chance to keep it going. Just, continue to stay motivated and continue to remain focused and get some rest, man. That's probably the biggest thing. Just get some rest.
They killed me, man. I had Ohio State in my Final Four out in the first round.
Yeah, man.
Done.
You know what? This year has been a year of ton of upsets. Actually,
I think it's like the highest average seed for the Sweet 16s or something like that. Something crazy like that.
Yeah. I feel like, maybe COVID has something to do with it, maybe because not as many fans in attendance. A lot of these big schools, they really depend on that support from their fans. So, I mean, I don't think it's a big surprise, to that standpoint, but, I'm actually very excited to see it. It means to me that these schools are a lot more evenly matched than they have been in the past.
And especially teams like Loyola Roberts, not Loyola, oh my gosh, Loyola Chicago, and you question how they were even seeded this low. Like they're an 8 seed, I believe, and it's like they're so evenly matched with these number 1 seeds. They just beat Illinois last week, and you question like how is this team not recognized as like a top 4 seed? Because you just said they're so evenly matched,
Exactly. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe the lower seeds nowadays have an advantage. I don't know.
They're not ruled out as easy as they used to be.
Yeah, exactly. These teams, I mean, also, a lot of these teams have a lot of the higher seeds sometimes have younger players on their teams.
A lot of freshmen
and not to say
teams,
that, yeah, a lot of freshmen who are like, expected to be like one and done, things like that. So I feel like the teams who have lower seeds have guys on their team been playing together a little bit longer. So when facing adversity, they kind of understand a little bit better how to get through it.
And that was definitely a thing with COVID where they didn't get the preseason time that they usually get because there's no practices or anything. So do you think that definitely played a role where they didn't really get to be with their team that often until the season started? And then even then, they weren't really together unless they were practicing or playing games?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I think that plays a role because, the longer you're together, when it comes down to these games that really matter, when it's single game elimination, it's better to have a lot of chemistry on the floor.
Who's been your favorite team to watch so far, whether it's in the tournament or outside? Like who's been your favorite college basketball team to see?
I mean, obviously I gotta go with the home team, man. I mean, unfortunately, we fell a little bit short in our conference tournament, but FGCU is always my favorite team to watch.
It's a good answer. Hometown team.
Yeah.
Out of the 16 teams left, obviously we're in the Sweet 16, who do you see bringing home the national championship? Is it Gonzaga? Is it like Oregon? Is it Oral Roberts even? Because who knows who they could beat next?
I would love to see Oral Roberts keep it going, but if I had to put some money on it, I would probably have to go with Gonzaga, man. They just have historically a great program, and so
they just got another 5-star point guard this morning, so they're gonna keep it going next year too.
See, there you go. Gonzaga's great coming out of the West Coast.
Well, Sherwood, thank you so much. This has been one hell of a time. Thanks for taking time out of your day to sit down with us. We've had a blast. I hope you have too.
Man, of course, man. I love doing this, especially during this time of the year. It just brings back so many memories, man. In fact, I still get chills whenever March starts rolling around. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, you're one of those teams that everyone remembers. Everyone has great memories with that team. It's
Man,
awesome.
I hope we still being remembered for many more years to come, man.
Yeah, and especially now because the 15 seeds, like everyone's bringing it back. I'm like, oh god, I remember that team. That team was like incredible.
It is.
See all
It was
these.
just what a time to be alive, man. I tell you.
It's March. This is March. It's great.
Exactly.
Best time
All
of
right,
year.
well, Sherwood, thank you so much. We're gonna hop off, but anytime you want to come back on, it's been a pleasure.
All right, man. Yeah, I look forward to doing some more podcasts with you guys, man. I appreciate you guys having me. Take care, man.
Good luck this season in Romania, man. We'll be watching out for you.
Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it.